Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we are going to be doing every NFL team's draft needs for the 2025 NFL Draft. So, yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended. And if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos that you do not want to miss. So, enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Bow! We'll start with the Cardinals. I think on offense, their main need probably have to be some fixing to their offensive line. Is not very good offensive line. But if they're able to trade up for Tetero and McMillan, that would help out their offense a lot. Or if they're able to get Matthew Golden at the 16th pick, that would be nice. But if not, then I would definitely grab somebody like Josh Simmons or Ariante Ursary who would be available. Or if they want some interior, I think Gray Zabel would be a nice fit for the Cardinals. And then I think on like defense, there could be some stuff they're doing with their defensive line. It does look a little clogged in my opinion, but if I had to pick an area that would actually need some help, it'd be that linebacker room. I'm not too sold on it, and especially since Kaiser White is gone, he was low key a breakout. He was low key a breakout player for Arizona. So yeah, for Atlanta, I think their need. I'm not really sure if they're gonna go for QB because I have no clue what they're doing here. And what the heck? It's not showing their wide receivers on this depth chart, which is weird. ESPN, that is very weird. But I think their big move they could probably get a replacement for Drew Dalman, but that's not too important. I feel like they have more important needs, like their defensive line or even some spots on their secondary. Like I'm not too sold in on any corner on this team that is not named AJ Terrell. Like I feel like they would need a second corner, or they can get another receiver. But I feel like they have a lot of ways they can go in this draft. For the Ravens, I think I'm not too sold on this offensive line, but if I had to pick like a need, it would probably be something on their defense. More specifically on their defense, their linebacker room, because actually, I don't even know why Adafe Owe isn't starting for them. But if I had to go more specific for needs, it would probably be something on the defensive line. Or a new kicker, because I have no clue what's going on with Justin Tucker. For the Buffalo Bills, I think their big need could be another receiver. They can get in. I feel like I'm not too sold on Joshua Palmer personally. He's a solid receiver, don't get me wrong. But I think they could draft another receiver on the level of Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, which would be pretty nice for this team. And I think they can also get something on O-line, or they could do something with their secondary room. I'm not too sold on Taylor Rapp or Christian Benford or even Dane Jackson. So there's definitely some spaces on secondary they can improve. For the Panthers, I think they can get another target on the level of Adam Thielen and Xavier again. Now, don't get me wrong, Jalen Coker, he's actually insanely underrated, but he looks more like a wide receiver 4. Like he's on the level of Dontavian Wicks. He's like Dontavian. He has like Dontavian Wicks level role at best, which is like solid fourth wide receiver. So I think they can grab like one of the Iowa State receivers, Trey Harris, maybe even like Jack Beck. I don't know. I think their O line's pretty good. I don't think we got any needs there, but they still got linebacker space to upgrade. I'm not too high on DJ Wanham or Tershawn Wharton, even Bobby Brown. So there could still be some help on the front seven. Still, it still looks like it needs some upgrades, and their secondary is not very great too. I do like J.C. Horn, Trayvon Moehrig, and Michael Jackson, but Nick Scott and Chow Smith Wade are not very good players. But I feel like if they're gonna get a pick, I think sorry about that. But if they're gonna have their first round pick, I think a player who could play edge and linebacker like Jalen Walker would be very nice for them. And I do not see the name Eddie Pinheiro here or Johnny Hecker at the in their special teams. So I think very late in the draft they could draft their kicker. For the Bears, I'm not too sold on Olamide Zacchaeus, but he did play pretty solid with the Commanders. I mean, they're probably not bringing back Keenan Allen. I feel like he's gone. Offensive line looks mostly solved. Braxton Jones is very overhated. I think he's actually a good starter, but I like this upgrade on the O line. Something they could probably solve is they could probably get another linebacker, and I'm also not too sold on the idea of Dio Odeingbo being a starter. So I think those are some needs for the Bears. Oh wait, not the Browns. The Bengals. I think for the Bengals, there's a very obvious need that they have. Well, I think at least they have a very obvious need. And that is the defensive line. They're losing quite a bit on this line. So I think another addition. Like they could be in range for a guy like Mike Green, Mikael Williams, or Shamar Stewart for their edge room. And later on in the draft, in like the second or third round, they could still potentially get Darius Alexander. So there's easy ways to fix that. And I also don't like Owen Burks as a starter. So, and also the secondary too. So I think most of their needs are going to be on defense. But there's still some concerns on offense too. I'm not too sold on the idea of Amarius Mims yet. I feel like he's a big development. Cody Ford, I don't really like him. Starter. Their running back room, not too good. I think Chase Brown is a solid running back, but slightly overrated in my opinion. Browns, I think there's a pretty obvious direction. You get Travis Hunter, you help out your secondary, and you also get another target for whoever your quarterback is going to be, which that could be Tyler Shuck, or Jalen Milrow, which is my guess. I'm not really too sold on Jerome Ford either. I mean, he's a solid running back, but not too sure yet. And they still have some moves on their front seven that they need to fix. For the Dallas Cowboys, though, I think there's definitely stuff on offense they got to fix. I mean, all around, it's not that great. I mean, they do have like Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, and Luke Schoonmaker, but I do think their offense is quite overrated. And for defense, I think there's also a lot of needs they have just all around in each unit. Like, I think everywhere they got a lot to fix since they don't really do anything in off seasons, which I don't like that, by the way. But yeah. For the Broncos, I definitely could see like running back. I do like Julio McLaughlin, but I would probably want like Omari and Hampton as their running back one instead. And also another target for in the wide receiver room, like Marvin Mims and Devon Vellette, solid receivers, but they're just not like people that I want to see too often. Like, I don't know if I trust them like that. And I don't really see any problems with their defense, to be honest. Detroit Lions. Oh man, for the Lions, I think they could probably get like Tyler Booker here as their final piece for the offensive line. But if I had to pick if I had to pick a place that they could deeply improve, it could definitely be their linebacker room. I do like Malcolm Rodriguez and Jack Campbell, but I think another linebacker would be a nice addition and also help out their defense overall. Now for Green Bay. Now, we don't really know if all these guys are going to be back in time, but they all should be, so I'm not going to go wide receiver. But I think for the Packers, I'm actually going to be going with – they could either replace Keyshawn Nixon, which I think they could easily do by getting Nate Hobbs into the right corner and then Javon Bullard being nickelback, and also having some role from Carrington Valentine. So I think they're good on secondary. But their actual need is probably going to be another linebacker because I'm not really big on Isaiah McDuffie, or their edge, or a new edge rusher because Lucas Van Ness looks like a draft bust. So, yeah. Now, for Houston, I'm going to go straight to one place, defensive tackle room. I do not like their defensive tackle room. There's definitely things they could do to fix. Like Sheldon Rankins and Tim Settle Jr., they're just going to bounce from team to team. Not long term. Good. They're decent, but not long term. So, yeah. Indianapolis. If I really had, I would do offensive line, but I'm doing tight end. Like Kylan Granson, he's gone. He was a bust. Jelani Woods, not good. Drew Ogletree, not good. They need a tight end. And it looks like they're sticking with Anthony Richardson. So they got to get him a solid tight end. Like Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren could be available by the time they're on the clock. It's most likely going to be Colston, but I'm not mad with that at all for the Colts. Jacksonville. Oh, man. I feel like they got a lot of needs, to be honest. Like, I'm not too sold on this wide receiver core outside of Brian Thomas Jr. Offensive line got a little weak. They are getting a couple holes in the secondary too. So yeah, those are some needs I think they could solve. Kansas City Chiefs offensive line and the defensive line are going to be their big needs, and there may be some spots on secondary they could fix. Las Vegas Raiders. I think they're probably going to get like another running back or receiver like Tara McMillan or Ashton Jeanty. So that would be their big addition, or defensive line, to be honest, or really anywhere all around their defense. It's not very good defense. It has potential, but it is not really built up yet. And it would be nice if their defense built up by now. For the Chargers, their wide receiver room, their tight end room, and their defensive line are their big needs. Now we go to the Rams. For the Rams, I think their big need is probably going to be their defense overall. Now their defense, it has a lot of positions filled out, but there's still some stuff there's still like one or two spots they got to fix. Oh, and also actually, I don't even know what the Rams are going to do. I think they're a very solid team, but yeah, there's probably a couple spots there's still a couple spots in their defense. Okay, Dolphins. Their secondary and their offensive line are their big needs that they need to fix quite badly. Like I'm looking, and also their defensive line's not very good too. Minnesota Vikings. For them, I'm probably going to go with their secondary or really anywhere all around their defense. Their defense not super good. They could get another receiver like Jay Jettis and Jordan Addison, but that's not really their big concern right now. Their big concern right now for me is most definitely their secondary. It is not very good. That is not very good secondary. They need to fix that. New England Patriots, I think they still have some spots in their offensive line they could fix. So I'm gonna go with offensive line. I think they can get a steal. They can get Will Campbell, and they could even get like a Donovan Jackson or Jonas Savanea. So they could fix both of these. They could fix their left side of the O-line immediately. And also, there's still some concerns with their overall front seven. Next up, I got the New Orleans Saints. For their needs, I'm going with offensive line and also their secondary. Those are their biggest position needs that they're going to need to fill out in the draft. Giants, I think to be honest, it could still be their quarterback room. They got Russ, Jameis, and DeVito, but they could use somebody else. Although I'm not too sure. Offensive line, still quite bad. Same with their defensive line, and secondary still has some work to do as well. Jets, the tight end room and some of their offensive line is their biggest need that they need to fill out. Now we're going to go to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think for the Eagles, they could use another target like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. And also some spots on their defensive line. Most specifically, the left edge position. No Milton Williams anymore. That is not good. So they got to get somebody at that position if they can. Steelers, one position. Their need is only one position, and that is the quarterback position. They have a really solid team all around. They just need that QB. 49ers, offensive line, and also some spots on the defensive line and a little bit of the secondary too. Seattle Seahawks. I have to go with their defensive line. But it would be nice if they got like Luther Burden. If they got like a Luther Burden as well, and even some spots on O-line, they could fix a lot too. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I got to go with their linebacker room or just their front seven overall. It's not very good. And they still got some spots on O-line they need to fix. Tennessee Titans, I don't even know, but if I had to guess, If I had to pick a spot, there's a lot of them, but overall defense, I guess. Like nothing specific. Just the overall defense. And then lastly, for the Washington Commanders, wait, that's the Rams depth chart. But for the Commanders, I would have to go with their defensive line or pretty much their overall front seven. So this was pretty much like my longest video ever. This is my only video over 15 minutes, but that's not too bad. So yeah, guys, if you know what to do if you enjoyed this video, as STTM is now out. See y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!